like they just like chased me down in the car. And like, that's when he came, they were, you know, he was forcing me in at knife point. I think that's when they, cause like I think that's when I was stabbed here. I just didn't I didn't feel any pain that night. And I knew that if I got into the car, like it was gonna be really bad. And so they asked me for my PIN number. So I'm like, okay, so this has gone too far. Like, as soon as they get this PIN number, they're gonna kill me. Like, that's it. Like, they're just gonna kill me. Why would they, you know, why would they do all of this if they weren't? So I was like, you know, I'll give you the money, but you have to take me to an ATM and I'll give, you know, and not kill me. And they just kept like beating me, and I wouldn't give it up. And at one point, because it was a curved knife, I remember it was like near my eye, and I had to really quick think, like, do I want to lose my eye or my life? And I was like, I'll lose my eye. And I still didn't give it up. I tried to like at first get out of the car by like kicking it, and they took my shoes. And I tried pleading with them, and I realized that they had no humanity, none. And so like in my survival mode, I was like, what can I control? I can control how they kill me, and it's gotta be outside. They've gotta believe that I'm dead, and then I can go get help. And like, I just kind of calculated. That's when I started saying, you know, please kill me outside. I just wanna look at the stars, you know, just, and I didn't wanna die, but like, I thought that maybe that would be like enough, you know, come on, like we all know this is gonna end in you killing me. And I don't know if that's why he pulled me out. And I think getting choked was scarier, because like it almost got me. And I was able to like get my, you know, arm, or I just thought that I could hold my breath and pretend to be limp, but then I really needed to breathe. So then I got, you know, a breath or two. And he called to Stephanie, and she came over, and I'm still like, I'm gonna, you know, like sort of possums, like I'm gonna pretend to be dead. And then I just, oh, and I also like, I remember grabbing the knife in the car. And this is why I wanna learn self-defense, because like, I remember at one point, I think I got the knife, because like I said, I'm not really feeling any pain. And I'm like grabbing it by the blade, and I remember him saying like, oh my God, she's got the knife, but like I didn't know what to do with it. You know, that's not my instinct. There was something calm that like I just was very calm and calculated. And really like it was just about, okay, like one step at a time, get out of the car, pretend to be dead so they leave me alone. And they're stabbing me in the back. I just feel pressure. And I have this memory of like, I'm kind of like sideways, like looking down on myself. And I've heard that can happen. Like your brain can sort of separate that if you're really like, just to protect itself. And then they were talking, but I do remember her saying, leave her, she'll bleed out. Because of course, you know, my brain is trying to live, so it's gonna pick out those words. Yeah. You know, I'm like, oh, okay, wow, I gotta get help, I'm gonna bleed out. And I get, so like they leave, and then I'm just still lying there, and then they back over me, and I remember feeling this fear. It was like something else had taken over my body. And I just laid there, and then like I have a scar. It's faded, but it's a tire mark. And I just remember watching the taillights turn the corner, like I said in court. And then I was like, okay, I gotta pop up. And I was like, I gotta get help, otherwise I am gonna bleed out. And I don't have my shoes. I had earrings, I had turquoise earrings, they took those. They stripped me of my Fitbit. They stripped me bare. And they just left me to bleed out. And I think that they thought nobody would care. And nobody would try and, you know, solve my murder, and they'd get away with it. Going through shrubs, and I remember having to like propel myself. And like, I'm calm. Like if I would have ran around panicked, I don't think I would have made it. Yeah. I'm just very calm. Like it was just very calculated. Like, okay, like plan A, get out of the car. Plan B, make them think I'm dead. Plan C, go get help. And now I'm in plan C. And I'm just, you know, and then I get to a fence, and instead of like, oh my God, I have to backtrack, I just run my hand along the fence because it's way too high, I can't climb it. And then I get to a shorter fence, and I don't remember getting over the fence, but I looked at it and I was like, I need to get over the fence. And then I just got over the fence. And I fell a lot. Yeah. And I remember, because I knew that I was gonna bleed out really fast, I would count to 2 in my head, and then I would have to get up. And I did that so many times, because if I fell and just lay there, it would have bled out. So like, brains do incredible things, you know. It was luck, adrenaline. I think that like I have some guardian angels. Yeah. Because I don't know, you know, I don't know what I summoned, but it kept me alive. And I made it to this woman's house, and I didn't know this until after the trial, because I was gonna keep going, but like I had lost too much blood, and I looked and I saw a window was open, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna yell for help. And I thought she was awake, but she wasn't. Her dog, who was a rescue dog, woke her up. This dog wouldn't leave her alone and kept like looking at the front door, you know, because all I could do was yell, you know, call help, call 911. It doesn't define me, and I'm not gonna like be this victim or survivor. Just wanna get back to me.